What about the settlements? What about the behavior of the settlers now? Continues daily. What about the dispossession, their land, their rights, their dignity, their men, their women, their children? Are these of no concern? Where have we thrown our humanity? Why this hypocrisy?
Saya sangat bangga dan saya melihat bahawa ini adalah satu pendirian yang tegas dan juga menyeluruh, bukan satu dua ayat saja tetapi menyeluruh.
Cara bercakap memang kita tahu seperti biasa tidak mengikut skrip, tapi datang daripada pengetahuan dan juga pendirian yang telah lama kita pegang, bukan hanya beliau sebagai individu tapi negara Malaysia. Jadi memang sangat saat yang saya nampak memang tular bukan hanya dalam Malaysia tapi di seluruh dunia dan seluruh dunia Islam juga sekali lagi melihat Malaysia sebagai salah satu negara yang boleh dibanggakan.
Later.
Your accusation of hypocrisy, I mean, you welcome some of the steps that Germany has made recently, but your accusation of hypocrisy does apply to Germany as well as the wider West.
Well, at least before the final decision, at least calling for a cessation of atrocities or the attack on Gaza, specifically now Rafah, and calling for an increased humanitarian assistance. But even then, people are getting cynical. Yes, do increase, so we send some support. But then the bombings continue. Well, we'll issue a polite statement to say, stop these bombings. You mean to say the entire Europe and America cannot wield that influence that will stop the war? Nobody believe it.
Nice. Of course, Hamas is a terrorist group. I ask you, Germany's colonized countries, the French or the Italians, all the freedom fighters resort to ways that you cannot defend under normal international rule. But it happened, yes. Mandela is a great hero.
Yeah, but Mandela didn't order the killing of 1,000 people.
Well, you better pick up your history, because Mandela was part of the ANC, and part of the ANC were involved in some of these actions. But people accept that because the way they were treated, discriminated, killed, and dispossessed.
So if I could drill down on this, then are you suggesting that because of the way that Gaza has been treated, that the 7th of October is justifiable, maybe not, understandable? Explain more about where you're coming from.
But this is why I said this narrative here. This narrative is the mantra of 7th of October. To some people in the West, who are completely, I should say, oblivious to the facts and the realities, ignorant of history, or just amnesia. I mean, I'm talking about the 60 years of atrocity. For goodness sake, deal with it.
Yeah.
And we say, no, we don't care about the 60 years. We don't care about the thousands killed before. To us, what is important is the 7th October. I said that's to you, not to me.
Yeah.
To me, before October, 7th October, after October, are all relevant in this discourse. And we must deal with it in a comprehensive manner and settle.
Yeah.
For goodness sake, we talk about humanity. We talk about freedom of people, about the children. You mean only children, the white children of Israel is relevant, not the colored in Palestine? What is the issue? What is the basis that you can condone the action of killing of 30,000 plus, but you cannot condone another action? Do you ask me? I don't condone any killings of children, women, or civilians.
And of course, nor do we. We're simply trying to peel open your opinion, yeah, so that our viewers can understand. I hope you understand that, Prime Minister.
I'm responding. I mean, I'm just responding.
But The point you're making is similar to a point that Antonio Guterres himself said late last year, of course.
It is important to also recognize the attacks by Hamas did not happen in a vacuum. The Palestinian people have been subjected to 56 years of suffocating occupation. They have seen their land steadily devoured by settlements and plagued by violence, their economy stifled, their people displaced, and their homes demolished. Their hopes for a political solution to their plight have been vanishing.
And I agree with what Chancellor has said on the final two-state solution to ensure there's peace for both countries and to work in concert to ensure that there is economic development and progress for the people.
Yourself said in November that Hamas is not a terror organization. Do you stick to this assessment, and don't you fear that this position on Hamas can damage the relations to countries like Germany?
What? We cannot erase 40 years of atrocities and dispossession, and which have resulted in reaction and anger from the societies or the people concerned. Now, our relations with Hamas is the political wing of Hamas, and I make no apologies about it. And that engagement has helped at least to bring about the concerns, including about hostages. We do not have any connection with any military outfit or that we must understand the fundamental root cause of the problem, that people, their houses, their belongings, their dignity cannot be plundered, and if we can resolve, they will resolve it. Do I then condone killings of children and women? No, I don't. By any party, by any quarters. That is consistent policy. But what I reject strongly is this narrative, this obsession, as if the entire problem begins and ends with the 7th of October. It did not begin with the 7th of October and did not end with 7th of October. It began 4 decades before that, and it is continuing daily. But having said that, my conclusion, as I've said to Chancellor, is this: we move on. We have a problem right now. Do we discuss history? We discuss past atrocities? Or discuss how to resolve the problem now? The problem now means cessation of hostilities, stop the killings now, and then the entire international community, Germany, Malaysia, and the neighbors, make sure that there's no more violence perpetrated by any group against the Muslims or Jews or Christians. They must be allowed to live in peace. Thank you.
Prime Minister, you are suggesting to leave history behind, but for the Israeli hostages, it's October the 7th is still the present, and for their relatives as well. So based on the conversations you're having with the political leadership of Hamas, what is the nature of your talks, and how hopeful are you that they will be released soon? Also, could you please tell us whether you see what happened on October 7th and the fact that these hostages are still being held as an act of terrorism?
Solution is not just releasing the hostages. I agree with release hostages, but that's not the solution. We are a small player. I don't have this excellent relations with Hamas, but I do, and I have told the Chancellor, yes, I did express my concern that the hostages must be released. But then, can you say, is that all? Full stop, period? What about the settlements? What about the behavior of the settlers now? Continuous, daily. What about the dispossession, their land, their rights, their dignity, their men, their women, their children? Are these of no concern? Where have we thrown our humanity? Why this hypocrisy? Why this selective and ambivalent attitude?
towards one race and one another. Is it because they are colored or they are different religion? These questions are raised because there's a lack of consistency. If you ask me, yes, the solution, yes, two-state solution. Yes, recognize the rights of every single individual, be it a Muslim or a Jew or a Christian. I make no means about it. But I, of course, cannot accept the fact that when you discuss issues, we only confine to one particular incident and one victim, forgetting the thousands and thousands of victims from the Nakba of 1947, 1948. Where is history irrelevant? Is humanity irrelevant? Is compassion irrelevant? I mean, that's my contention. Do I then support any form of atrocity against anybody? No. Do I believe the hostages should be kept? No. But to use the narrative only in one particular region, it's not going to be a solution. You may satisfy some pockets of Muslims or Christians or Germans or Malaysians, but it does not and will not be able to resolve unless we are seen to be just and find an amicable resolution that is fair and just.
Saya sangat bangga dan saya melihat bahawa ini adalah satu pendirian yang tegas dan juga menyeluruh, bukan satu dua ayat saja tetapi menyeluruh.
Dan peristiwa Nakba yang diungkit oleh PMX itu sangat sesuai dan tambah signifikan bila disebut di sebelah Chancellor Germany. Disebabkan Nakba itu berlaku 47-48, iaitu susulan daripada apa yang berlaku selepas Perang Dunia Kedua, di mana dosa Nazi Germany itu telah memberikan satu situasi di mana boleh dihalalkan apa yang berlaku. Jadi compensatory complex itu bermula seawal beberapa tahun tamatnya Perang Dunia Kedua. Jadi there was a significance of that statement being made next to the German leader. Itu satu, dan saya pun nak tambah apa KJ kata tentang keberanian PMX yang bertutur dengan cukup ke depan sekali dan cukup bernada tegas sekali, walaupun di tempat, kalau bukan tempat lawan pun tempat host lah, iaitu negara Jerman. Dan saya rasa ia memberikan kebanggaan kepada kita kerana ia menunjukkan pemimpin kita, PM kita dalam konteks ini, dia tidak takut ataupun tidak terbawa-bawa dengan suasana di sesuatu tempat. Kerana maksud saya KJ lah, kadang-kadang bila kita pergi tempat orang, kita dikelilingi dengan suasana tertentu, mindset kita mungkin macam mana nak menyesuaikan diri dengan keadaan tersebut, dan kita boleh berkompromi dengan apa sebenarnya kita percaya. Dalam hal ini saya yakin kalau leaders ataupun pemimpin yang tidak tegas dalam pendirian dia akan just follow the flow. Dia akan berikan statement yang vanilla, dia akan keluarkan kenyataan yang lebih kurang okey-okey untuk selesaikan soalan ini dan pergi ke soalan seterusnya. Tapi PMX tidak. Dia tahu it's going to make it uncomfortable for him and juga for all of Schultz, tapi he went for it. Dia pergi kepada tindakan tersebut kerana dia rasa itu penting untuk menyatakan pendirian Malaysia, dan cara bercakap memang kita tahu seperti biasa tidak mengikut skrip, tapi datang daripada pengetahuan dan juga pendirian yang telah lama kita pegang, bukan hanya beliau sebagai individu tapi negara Malaysia. Jadi memang sangat saat yang saya nampak memang tular, bukan hanya dalam Malaysia tapi di seluruh dunia, dan seluruh dunia Islam juga sekali lagi melihat Malaysia sebagai salah satu negara yang boleh dibanggakan.
记得点赞关注哦。